Just believe yourself, don't give up. So my name is MK Kim, and I've been a motivational speaker for the past 30 years in Korea. I'm author with over 20 books. I'm a television show host, run a YouTube channel with more than 1.3 million subscribers. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also a dean of an online university called MKYU that I founded back in 2019. When I was young, Korea was very limited in every way to women at the time. But my mom always encouraged me to have dreams and told me to become smart, you have to sell something. So think about what you can sell to others. No one can become smart from only buying things. I grew up with many big dreams, even in a small countryside village. I studied music composition in university. After graduation, I started teaching private piano lessons. At the beginning, I only taught to 2 young children, but I really enjoyed it. Eventually, I had more 40 students in my little apartment. Teaching children not only requires taking care of them, but also taking care of the mothers. Communication with mothers is the main key to managing students. I opened a big piano academy, so I borrowed money from the bank and established a real piano academy. And I started to write letters, my students' mothers. I wrote a 2-page handwritten letter for every single child and put it in the tuition fee envelope before sending it home. I wanted to tell the mothers how much I loved their sons and daughters. I think many mothers admired these efforts. So news about my piano academy spread. Within 2 years, I had more than 200 students. So 2 years after establishing my piano academy, some guys called me and said he heard about my success story. He invited me to speak to a group of teachers who are also working in music academies. I said, no way, because I didn't have any experience with giving speeches in front of large groups. But he called me every day until I accepted his request. So finally, I gave a speech at a big seminar on a big stage. I talked about how I dealt with mothers and the letters and why I got up at 4:30 every morning. The audience really loved my speech. Then I thought, wow, maybe this could be my next career, because I realized I loved being on stage and sharing my personal experience. And then I focused on my new career as a motivational speaker. When I talk to them, I'm very direct and honest. My lessons on hardworking, hustling, overcoming obstacles, I'm not just saying it, I lived it. And that's why many young people like me, I think. My daughter told me, Mom, I found out what kinds of work you do. You did take many challenges, and then you fail. And then you overcome all the obstacles. Finally, you share all the stories about you've been through. So you're the real go-getter. You're a self-proclaimed hustler. You learn and you share your experiences. Visionary, passionate, honest, and hardworking. In 2019, I founded an online university called MKYU. I started this school to offer a place for people to educate themselves. Through education, they can achieve their dreams and change their lives. And now, a year later, we have 60,000 students. We've become one of the biggest online universities in Korea. We offer a variety of courses that help students improve their careers, develop digital and financial literacy, and read recommended books. And the immediate education is very, very important to survive in this new and different world. And they offer many special classes, such as becoming a digital tutor and green expert, and many more. Digital tutor can teach elderly people who have many difficulties in using these technologies. In Green Expert class, they learn about environmental issues and the seriousness of climate change. And I think digital tutors and green experts will become one of the most important jobs in our society. The last year, Reboot was a top bestseller that addressed the pandemic. I was happy to hear feedback from my readers. They said, I applied 4 Reboot formulas to my work, and they saved my life. Or they said, if I hadn't read this book, I would have never known about how the world is changing faster than ever. So Reboot is based on my personal experience of all the crises that I went through during the pandemic, and the real story about how I could bring my company and my career back to life. I would like to tell you that you've done a great job so far. However, now is the time to move to the next level. It's the right time to change yourself and challenge yourself. So, I hope my book will help readers in all around the world. Many people are still asking themselves, when can you go back to the before coronavirus days? I'm sorry, but I have to say this. We are already in a different world. Reboot means to reset. We must reset ourselves and our lives. So the only way to survive is to accept this reality and move into this real world. Before the pandemic, our industry was combined with analog and digital systems. But we are forced online during the pandemic. Many companies have already moved to the post-corona era. Money is also moving to the next world. What is the next step you should take is to study about the new world. The new world is made of digital technology. Digital technology is not difficult to learn. You create this reality, this world, and you must thrive in it. So no matter how tightly you hang on to the past, the world has changed and you can't go back to the pre-coronavirus days. So you have to reboot yourself right now. The old ways are not working anymore. You have to reboot yourself. I've shared my life and my experience to Korean people for the last 30 years. And now I want to become an international motivational speaker and meeting people living in the different cultures and countries with different ideas. So I'm so happy to have a great chance to publish the English version of my book, Reboot, and to meet international readers. I'm sure that this is the first step to moving forward to my second dream. I'm just about to start my new journey, and it would be an honor if you join me on this journey. Thank you very much.